Hi, random stranger. If you stumbled onto this video while studying Mandarin Chinese, but you don't know what Danmei is, or you're offended by same-sex relationships, or it's illegal for you to access LGBT content for any reason, then this is not the right video for you. Please press the back button. Thanks and good luck with your studies! If you're still here and you do know what Danmei is, welcome! Can we all agree that while words can be used to hurt others and create division, they are better used to connect people and foster understanding? Even simple words like please and thank you can be powerful in any social situation, so that's what we're learning in this video. If you learn only one Mandarin phrase from consuming Danmei content, it should be 谢谢 or 谢谢你, which means thank you. Note that there is no tone mark on the second syllable, so try to say it with less emphasis, even during a chase sequence. Also, the person you are thanking, or the reason why you are thanking them, usually appears after you say 谢谢.
谢谢你的话，很美，我很喜欢。
Sorry, I need a moment. Moving on, what Xie Lian said was 谢谢你花，很美，我很喜欢. Thank you for the flower. It's very beautiful. I like it very much. Another way to say thank you is 多谢. 多 means more, many, or much. So this literally means many thanks. I'm personally unsure if it's more formal than 谢谢, since I've mostly heard it used in public service announcements in airports. It also seems to be used when thanking someone who has social seniority over you, like a teacher or an esteemed guest.
您受惊了，多谢陈二爷搭救，害得二爷受伤了。
多谢陈二爷搭救. Just a side note, Xiang Xirui calls Chang Fengtai Arye, referring to the fact that Chang Fengtai is second in his family's hierarchy, since the most senior male in his family is his elder sister's husband. But when Yang Shi thanks Xin Chao near the end of Thousand Autumns, he also says 多谢, and I'm sure he wasn't being formal. You don't need to know 多谢 for the HSK1 exam, but I wanted to add it here for the sake of completeness. The textbook response to someone thanking you is 不客气, which is a shortened form of 不用客气. 不 is a marker of negation. It's usually spoken with a falling tone, but if the word after it starts with a falling tone, then 不 is pronounced with a rising tone. 用 means to use or apply. 客 means guest. 气 usually means air or breath, but also means manner or mood. So 不用客气 can also be roughly translated as no need to act like a guest or no need to be so polite. Here's a variation of it from Word of Honor.
还赶着给我娘亲买点心呢，朋友，你别客气，青山不改，绿水长流，咱们后会有期。
朋友，你别客气。朋友 means friend. 别 has several meanings, and one of them is do not or stop. So this whole sentence just means, friend, you are welcome. Here's another variation from the Thousand Autumns Donghua.
这么说，我还得谢谢燕宗主了。
不必客气。
不必客气. B is an HSK5 character meaning necessary or required, so Yang Shi is just saying, no need to thank me. Now, what if you want to apologize to someone? The most common expression to say when you're sorry is 对不起.
是我，对不起啊。
对 has the basic meaning of yes, right, or correct, but in this phrase, it has a sense of failing to meet the other person's expectations. Mandarin Blueprint has an excellent video on all the contextual meanings of 对, which I have linked to below. There's another phrase used for apologies, which, although not included in the HSK1 exam, I think is still worth mentioning. 抱歉.
抱歉，要是玄真没说话，本可以借到人的。
You may be wondering, when should you use 对不起 and when should you use 抱歉? Some online sources say that 抱歉 is more formal than 对不起. My personal observation is that 对不起 expresses that you feel personally responsible, while 抱歉 expresses that the situation is beyond your control. In the Guzheng manhwa, one of Fang Er's admirers wants to sit beside him. Must be hard being this good-looking. Fang Er says, 抱歉，恐怕已经坐不下了. Sorry, there are no seats left. Here, Fang Xiao can't magically bend time and space to create another seat for Lin Gongzi, so he implies that the situation is beyond his control. If there are any native Mandarin speakers out there who want to give more distinctions between 对不起 and 抱歉, please leave a comment. The textbook response to 对不起 is 没关系. Mei is a marker of negation, whose usage is often confused with 不 and 不, and I feel like these three characters deserve their own video. But let's focus on 没关系. 关系 means connection or relation, so one literal translation of the phrase would be no relation, or in other words, don't worry about it. Let's look at this clip from Guardian.
沈老师，不好意思，打扰你们了。
哎，张老师，没关系的，我给你介绍一下。
But hold on, Zhang Laoshi didn't say 对不起 when apologizing. She used a different expression, 不好意思. This is somewhat equivalent to excuse me in English, and much like in English, it can be used in a lot of situations, like accidentally bumping into someone or getting out of an awkward social situation. And just like the English phrase excuse me, 不好意思 can also be used sarcastically. When Xuan Ji attacks Shang Lingyuan, he's not really sorry. And in the Wuzhuang manhwa, when Fang Xiao apologizes for only serving cui bu chu, plain congee and pickles, he says, 不好意思，家里穷，还真没有. Sorry, my household is poor. We really don't have anything else. But we can tell. It's not a sincere apology. Props to the manhwa artist for drawing such a punchable facial expression on Fang Xiao. Next, what if you want to ask someone to do something without sounding like you're ordering them around? A useful word to start a request is 请. This is the same 请 we learned about in lesson 1. Some examples of using 请 would be 请坐, please take a seat, and 请用茶, please have some tea. Now that I've said that, do note that although a lot of Mandarin learning resources translate 请 as please, it actually doesn't function in all the ways that the word please does in English. 请's meaning is to encourage or invite someone to do something with you. Some common modern day uses would be 我请你吃晚饭. I'd like to invite you to dinner and I am paying for it. Or 我请你看电影. Let's watch a movie. I will pay for it. You can also offer to pay for a meal shared with others by saying 我请客. This 客 is the same character used in 不客气. So saying 我请客 literally means I invite you to be my guest. In other words, it means I'm paying for this, or this is my treat for you.
哎呀，走走走，我请客。
Just make sure you do actually pay for the meal though. So, if you cannot use 请 to say things like please help me, what should you say instead? Yimin Chinese's channel has a video on all the ways you can say please in Mandarin. The link is in my description, so please check it out. So to recap, here are all the expressions we learned in this lesson. And here are all the HSK3 Band 1 characters covered in this lesson. And that's it for lesson 2. Bye for now.